Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. Hi there. Hi and welcome. How you doing? Hi the Void, hi! I haven't seen you in a while. Hold on, I should get some coffee. First things first, yeah. You know, it's important stuff, important business, so I should probably just get some. Alright. Today we will be designing stuff. A lot of stuff, in fact. A lot of varied kinds of stuff. That's because on the list of things to design today are... I should really make coffee before the live stream because that noise is loud. Hi the Rainspec, hi and welcome. Also, hi the Nil Sound, I'm so sorry. How rude of me. Alright. There are 3 things I would like to design today. Those are, in order, first of all, the engine of body. That's because I need to, I figured out the gear placement appears to be correct. Now all we need to do is just figure out how to make the supports for those gears, so that those gears can stay in place properly. Then, second of all, the del Q for the program we've been making last stream, because last time we did some research for the del Q, and it appeared to have been working, but we still need to actually write the del Q, so that will be the thing number 2. And then third of all, finally, we'll just need to... Oh, there we go. I missed the past few streams. What are you exactly cooking right now? There is a lot to Rainspec. I have my fingers in lots of pies, if you will. Actually, let me start it up and show you. I'm opening up SolidWorks. It always takes a fair bit for it to start in the very beginning, so I'm sorry for no video for now. So yeah. So hold on, SolidWorks is starting. Developing the slice of pie system? No. Developing a different system. Let me show you. Oh, never mind. SolidWorks just turned on the first try. That's something. There we go. This will be the thing we'll need to redesign. Or to be more exact, we'll need to redesign this bit right here. We got the positions of the gears proper and figured out, but we still need to... There we go. We still need to make better supports for them. That's because those gears aren't really all that stable. I mean, the ratios are proper. Oops, the last one isn't actually mated correctly. That's a whoopsie. Hold on. Move this. Mate. There we go. This is all correct, but these arches are really terrible. And so what we need to do is we need to figure out some kind of better way to hold them up. That's basically it. That's really it. The only question is how. How we're gonna achieve that. And that's a good question. That is a proper good question. I'm sorry I'm not yet in my fully manic state, but I need a bit of a warm up before I go full on manic and start yelling and excited and such. Okay. So, by the way, how are you all doing? How is all of your days going? Glad to hear. Don't speak up all at once. Hi, the Black Thunder. How you doing?
Oh, you know.
Of course I do. How could I not? Okay, there we go. So, positioning is proper. I think what we should do instead of having it like this is we should completely change up these supports. We should completely change them up. Had to talk to an AI on Discord, which is always AI on Discord. What? My Discord?
Do you mean like a Do you mean like a character AI thing or like a tech support thing? Oh, did you see the thing I sent you? I pinged you about it, and then there was like 2 videos in the Giver channel.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I figured instead of the big convoluted mess with the supports and all that, you could have the one thing.
Okay. So first things first, we need to delete all of this. Like that. Great. Then, that's a good question. That's because right here we want to keep this. These are important measurements. There we go. Oh, this calls. Oh yeah, because this is already defined in the top. That makes sense. All right. So this will be the way we'll snap them in. To be fair, we could also redesign them. We could also extend them a bit lower and then have like additional screws on the bottom. That could be... no, that would be rough. But higher up, that's not bad. Yeah, higher up it could... no, higher up it wouldn't work either. Shit. No, it has to be on the bottom. Wait, am I an idiot? My goodness, why can't I...
I'm gonna elect not to answer that.
On the top. Yeah, okay, no, so it has to be on the bottom, yeah. So right here, here's the idea. If you could pay automatic braking, your one and only child for $50 in extra at birth, would you... wait, what did you just say? If you could pay automatic breathing 5-0 your one and only child for $50 in extra at birth, would you do it? I don't think I understand the question. I don't think I understand the question, for I cannot answer. Okay, so here's the idea. This has to stay in place. That has to stay in place because that would be the thing on which our cylinder will be built. Then height-wise, actually let's keep this because this is a pretty good height. There we go.
It's sentences like those that remind me that English actually does have rules. 'Cause... what?
Would you pay an extra $50 so that your child has automatic breathing instead of manual breathing? I feel like automatic breathing is the standard, isn't it?
Well, not anymore.
What do you mean by that?
Aren't you paying attention to it now?
No,
We keep talking about it. Oh, okay.
that doesn't work on me.
Joke's on you, I don't breathe.
I really feel like automatic breathing is the standard. Also, you already lost me at your child. Like, that already lost me. As if. Okay, this is good. I don't want it to go straight up. I wouldn't mind it going like that though. I feel like that's also neat. Okay. I just want to see how it looks in the model for now. This one will be overlapping. We're gonna delete that. We won't be using these manhole culvert things. Alright, that is actually kind of what I was expecting it to be, which is good. That's because this as a rough structure ain't bad. It could go a bit higher, I think. Yeah, I think it going a bit higher wouldn't be bad. Let's do 90-ish, I think. Should be fine. And then this one would be 80. And then I thought these two were supposed to be collinear. And then these two. I really got better at using SolidWorks because that was a pretty slick way to do it. Ah, shit. Okay. Right.
I got better at using SolidWorks gets out of the sketch. Ah, shit.
Yeah, no, because I just simply forgot.
I just thought it was funny.
We need to change the angle. Can I change the angle? I can do this, apparently. Not interested. These two, by the way, also collinear, and these two collinear. There we go. This just makes it a bit nicer. Like you can breathe. My parents didn't spend 500 bucks for me to breathe. Breathing when you can't breathe is horrible. There appears to be some law that I'm just missing. Alright, this, actually, could I make these lines point towards this dot somehow? Like intersection, theoretical intersection kind. Intersection...
Make them parallel with the other lines that are tangent to the arc.
The other lines aren't going to intersect this one either.
No,
I genuinely thought for a second you were about to
outside.
say make them parallel to the point, and I was about to lose it.
Okay, I'm not that stupid, come on. No, the lines on the outside that are tangent to the arc.
But they're tangent to the arc at the point. Just at this one point, that's it.
Right, but they still go into the arc. Which means if you have the other lines... Actually, there is an easier way to do it. Just draw
Does
a line
that
from
look...
the center
Okay,
of the
does that
arc.
look like it's going to intersect the point?
I mean, not when it's offset. You could
Then I could just move this, and then I could have everything else. I really have gotten much better at SolidWorks, because like this, the fact that this works properly is really nice. Yeah.
Also,
like
sorry
a lot.
for being annoying.
Oh, you haven't... Come on, Void, you've been on this stream so much. You know that when it comes to annoying people, we have a lot more choices.
I'm here.
Black Thunder, listen, you just said you're sorry for being annoying right as Black Thunder is backseat gaming me with incorrect maths, alright? Trust me, you're good. The second idea of making a guideline is probably a bit better though. Because I can do this, and then I can do this. Then I can set these to be parallel, there we go. And I can set these to be for construction. And then I can set these to be, I think collinear, yeah, right. I mean, that is pretty good.
You look so much more professional now.
Look at that. Everything just properly aligns. Oh, this is so satisfying. can also move
I have
this.
another silly question. Can you please make the what's the word I'm looking for? So you see how the inside of one corner is a different distance from the inside, well, than the inside distance of another?
What do you mean? The distance of one corner is a different...
Hold on. And then there's one on the other side. Where is? I'll just do it next to the nickel minter.
Let's do 5 millimeters on each side. And then we can have also a line going down the middle that will also be 5 millimeters. It looks fine, I would say. Maybe I want to see some of your satisfactory trains, if you know what I mean. Oh, I know what you mean.
You mean factorial?
You have to pay for that, you know. That's... I ain't giving that out for free. That's for OnlyFans. Or I could just scrap it and start completely from scratch. Because I'm kind of building up on a shitty design. But I could just completely restart. Yeah. That's... seems like a much better idea.
I wouldn't know anything about good ideas.
Will you make a mechanical AI one day? What do you mean by a mechanical AI? Yeah, I need to start from scratch. That's... What is that? Oh, that's just... okay, that just selects the orientation. Woke. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. That could be better. AI that is mechanical. That's not really clearing it up much. That could mean a lot of things, Void.
Congratulations, you described a camshaft.
Camshaft.
That's what it does. That's how they used to make things do things at different times. That camshaft. They still do. It's called engines.
How could you tell I was a mechanic? Right, I need to... hold on, I got distracted again. We're remaking this completely, because it's garbage.
5 minutes. There we go. Planetary gear set?
No. You know what's funny?
Why not?
You're the second person to recommend me a planetary gear set for this specific project.
It would be the same size as one of those gears. Well,
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, slightly bigger.
Yeah.
But you get a way bigger.
Hi there,
reduction.
Theo! When you program a really flipping say we come in all the flamboyant. Hi there, Theo. Yeah, but the kind of obvious flaw there being that I'm trying to achieve two different things at the same time. And the planetary gear set will only help with one, and then I would still need to make the exact same thing just for the second one. Except I would need to redo the maths.
What's the other thing that you're trying to do?
I'm trying to move it into the middle.
Oh.
Okay, so we need to create a box on the side that will be able to house all of the gears we have. All 3 of them, plus the spot for the 4th one, which will be the output. Now, I imagine we'll make this box in 4 segments. 2 walls, floor, roof. And this time, we would rather plan everything accordingly from the very beginning, so later on I won't have to deal with my own bullshit not working. Okay. Alright. I also got another fun idea for what I could also do for the body. It's idiotic, but I really like it. In one of my like random modules I bought for free delivery, right? One of them is a loudness module, if I'm not mistaken. And one thing I really want to do is I want to add it to Boti, so that whenever you yell, Boti gets like spooked a little bit. I just think it's a needed feature. I want to implement fear. I want to put the fear of God into this machine.
You would be the kind of person to be like, you know what this robot needs?
Fear.
A small taste of domestic violence.
Okay. We're doing it properly this time from start to finish, which means we should add equations, and we should do width be equal to fucking hell, 160. And then height. Well, that's a good question. That's because the height would be. Let's think. This is 5, this is 5, this is 1. However, then we also have the screws where each one is a, I think a 2, was it a 2 or a 3? If only I could measure it.
Yeah, if only there was like a tool that would tell you how big something was.
A clock.
So close.
Yeah, it's a 2, alright. So a 2, which means that we have this gear right here. The next one will have to be 2 further down the line. Right, which means this starts at a 5, the next one will have to start at, so we have the starting line. Next gear will have to start at x plus 8, and this is our second gear. And then the third gear will have to start at, once again, x plus 16. That's where the third one will start. Which means that x plus 16 plus 5, because that's the size, that will be x plus 21. That's where our gears will end. So that's like which the box should end. Okay. Heaven, I'm motherfucking love. Someone distilled and filtered the essence of horses, fear to cook a dish. Folks. Okay. Simply evoked. I've been there, Theo. Yeah, I get what you mean. I've also dabbled in cooking. Essence.
Yes, the evoker. Why so furious?
The essence of horses fear. Right.
Batman's newest villain. The evoker.
The T, and then this will be also the T. Right, which means that once we have our plate, the first T will be going from x up, the second T will be going from x plus 16 down. Or x plus 21 actually, that could be better. Yeah, right here. I think that's simple. A bit better of an idea, right? Because then another problem comes into play, and that's the fact that we'll still need the middle support, and we need to clamp it from both sides, which means we would actually need 5 parts. Hold on, I fucked up measurements. I only have 2 here. What am I doing? There needs to be a third one. This is where the another one will start. Right. What's the book? Noik. I'm not pronouncing that right. That I has 2 dots. There's too many dots.
Now, is that the 2 dots that says pronounce this like a different vowel entirely, or the 2 dots is like just don't blend it with the A?
Well, considering how we haven't really got a clue which language comes from, then roll the dice. Wait, so what would be the height on it? Well, height would be, okay, so we need another, let's do height as 10 for now. Then we need another, which would be a T. And then this has to be equal to, let's just say, a centimeter for now. And then the height would be equal to T times 2 plus... The infinity of the souls. To know in the Elder Scrolls universe. Oh. Oh yeah, essence of the horses. Okay, yeah, no, checks out now. Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Look at me. When I heard essence of forces fear, I should have immediately assumed Elder Scrolls.
Shit, leave that there, alright. And then that will be equal to height. Perfect. So that will be our floor. That's it. Then we extrude it for the thickness of, to the desired thickness. In this case, a 5. And then what? It's on the floor, which means that has to be on the top. Right. Right? Right. Yes. Couldn't I better like, whatever, doesn't matter. This, perfect. Six. perfection. Perfection, perfection, perfection. So far it starts the exact same way as the previous one, because this is kind of the boilerplate, pun intended, of what we need in order to just attach it to the previous thing, but now linear pattern. Okay. And then it was, I think, 51 plus 1/3. My goodness, why does my brain remember those numbers? Okay, there we go. Perfect.
The curse of being an engineer.
It's completely unnecessary. The last time we used this number was 3 days ago. 51 and 1/3. And then side box floor. Perfect. There we go. This would be our side plate. Now what we need from the side plate is to house everything in this house. Okay. It's specifically an eye in the series of events ending up as a cook/alchemist for an extraplanar load of floating from another plane. Right, no, and the load of floating once his horse-sphere soup. That's... I understand. More less and less more. True. God, I'm not caffeinated enough for this. Right, horse-sphere soup. Got it. T going from the top, then X. Yeah, okay, so from the top what we need is this. T. Actually, let's have it in the middle. T, then first gear, buffer, second gear, buffer, third gear, buffer, T. Okay. Gear thick, not that nickel. Gear thickness would be a 5, and then gear buffer will also be a 8. No, wait, 3. Right, because yes, 3. There we go. Like this. So we have a 10, then we have a gear thickness. Then we have a gear buffer. Then we have another gear thickness. Then it feels like we're running out of space. Then we have gear buffer. Then we have yet another gear thickness. I don't mean to be that guy, but would you mind? There we go. Yet another gear buffer, and then the last one is just the T again. Perfect-ish. Perfect-ish, perfect-ish. Alright.
Perfect dish is all you can ask for sometimes.
And perfect dish requires fewer forces. And then this, and then on the side. Right, okay. So, on the T height, it just hit me that we should probably have had an additional like buffer zone on each side before the T, because otherwise we won't be able to just attach it at all.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Shit. Damn it, every single time I think too much, I just get silent, which is not the thing, but live stream. I need to think less. Do more. Right, we can do an additional buffer on each side, like this. So right here we're gonna have a B, which will be equal to a 6. Like this. And then right here, we're gonna delete this line. We don't need it. Instead, we're going to have 2 lines, where this one will be a T. Wait, no. You can't have that. Shit! Just because right here in the total height, we also need to add 2 times B. Okay. I have acquired food. Oh, what kind? What are we eating today? I imagine something fancy. Donut without horse fear. I would send it back. Okay. This is, I think, proper. And then what we can have is right here. For the end. Oh, the T thickness is a bit much, isn't it? We don't need a centimeter. That's ridiculous.
Who else likes their teeth thick?
But fortunately, because I'm clever, I can just set these up regardless. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I can just... Yeah, get these outside. How convenient. Because I'm really clever, I can just set them up. And then they should have the constraint. They should have the proper constraint, right. And now if we go out, we'll have this create a hole in the floor for us. Yes, and this will be... Yeah, but this is the thing, because this is meant to be the wall, right? A centimeter thick wall will be really massive in this case. Fortunately, once again, I am really clever, so we can just go to manage equations and change the thickness from a 10. We can change it into a 4? 5. Let's do a 5 for now. And then... It didn't work. Why didn't it work? They're not... Okay. That's because they're not proper. Now they're proper. There we go. And then what do we need? No, I think too much. That's the problem. I think too much. Then I get quiet and there's nothing here. Basically what we need is we need to position them in a symmetric way that would be repeatable and would make sense. Ideally with some variables that we can later on change in case the need arises. Which means, let's say... fine, whatever. Let's do it. I don't know. We need to add another equation. And this will be in width, whatever, doesn't matter, is equal to, it will be something like 2 centimeters will be not enough, 3, 4, let's do a 5 centimeter, because why not? And in this case, we go in, and then right here, that's a bit big, right, but that's what, well,
If I had a nickel,
yeah. Now,
I'd still be broke.
right here, what would be the distance from the middle on each side? That's a good question. The simple answer being, we'd like it
Half
to
the
be
total?
half the total of what?
Well, half the total length, that would be the middle of it, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, the middle of the middle. So right here we have the center point. On each side, then we have the opening. This entire width is 80, or to be more exact, that's W divided by 2. Then we want the middle of our 50 to be inside of the W divided by 2. Let's turn on Z. So in this case, this would be distance
40.
from this. This is what we need. Right here, what we get is
Oh, okay.
in W. This is in W divided by 2. And then this is W divided by 4 minus in W divided by 2. Right. So this will be in W. Wait, no, let's do it on the other side. No, wait, W divided by 4 minus in W divided by 2. I think that's correct. Bit of a guess. Alright. Mirror entities along the right plane. Perfect-ish, I would say. I would say perfect-ish. We can increase the buffer size now, if I'm not mistaken, because right here you can see that these squares like intersect with the thing. So we can go in and we can just increase the buffer by 1 millimeter. There we go, and increase by 1 millimeter, everything is correct. Good, this is actually, it's a bit time consuming to do it this way, but it's much better, I would say. Alright, that's because now we can go in and now we can just repeat the process. I just realized that right here something is wrong, we're not getting enough size. Why aren't we getting enough size? So what we have here is we have the buffer plus t, buffer plus t plus gear thickness thrice and... Oh, wow. That's what's wrong. That is what's wrong, I know. We're missing gear thickness thrice? Yeah, so instead of plus 21, we need plus 2 times 3 plus gear buffer times 3. And now we do okay. Perfect-ish? This looks right. Wait, is this a 7? This should be a 7. Perfect! Absolutely perfect. Okay. So now what we can do is we can just... We can do it without any dimensions actually, because we can just do it by defining them like so. There we go. And then you... how do you edit the mirror? I don't ever remember. I don't remember how you edit... Oh wait, I might not need to edit the mirror, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I can just add another one. Perfection. And so this is where we'll mount our walls for the entire thing. Perfect. Can I share variables in between files? Because that would be really convenient. If we go back in here, you can see everything is proper so far. Then what we can do is we can also add a couple of screw places so we can screw in the entire thing at the end. Yeah. Also in here we'll have to go really far left because otherwise we won't be able to... Yeah, we need to miss this gear. Oh shucks.
What are we trying to do?
Just remaking the box.
A little bit
Oh.
of everything all the time.
Well, all the funky
I'm
fucking
finished
gears
playing and
like
I'm staying inside.
just too much.
I wake up in a house that's full of smoke. I'll panic, so call me up and tell me a joke.
What?
Golden start when anyone guesses the reference. Hi the buff, hi, welcome.
I didn't hear the reference. What?
I have a
I was
question.
thinking you were responding to chat halfway through it, so I missed like half of it.
What's your question? Unless I do it
You can
now.
have
Does it-
more words in the sentence, but there is no limit. No.
But with that rate, I won't be able to make it symmetrical. Did you remove the perms for givers to add everyone? I don't think anyone is allowed to add everyone on the...
I don't think anyone is allowed to add anything or any role, I think,
Yeah.
in the matter.
What did Marvis do? What is that? Okay. Can I test it? Well, you can test it if you want. Man, I'm stuck on this. I shouldn't really get stuck. Maybe we don't want it to be in the middle. Yeah. Right here, we have a single dimension, which if we change, we can set it equal to like something different, and that will change the distance for all of them. And that's why it was clever to set up all of the equations, because then we can change it up better. Alright, let's do in off set. And let's have it be...
Oh.
Oh, that's not good.
What happens?
Well,
That.
you should have just gotten a ping from @everyone
No.
in a basic. I know you have it muted, but thanks for testing it, Bav. Can we kick this guy? He just pinged everyone.
You have the power.
Not to kick him.
What? How do you not have what? Are most fucking useless in this server?
Everyone's dying after killing themselves. No.
What do you mean you can?
Okay, fine, I can kick people, but only from calls.
Bruh.
Would you like to find out again?
Everyone in the server right now is just hating on Puff.
I'm gonna time him out for a solid 30 seconds and be like, thanks for the test, but please don't do it again. Because I can't edit rolls.
Is there anything you can do?
And this would be equal to any offsets. Perfect. Now what we like is, ideally, let's lower this from 50 to like a 30, and let's lower this from a 20 to 30 as well. Must be something, there must be something I can do to make this feeling go away. 40. Splendid. It's still intersecting the gear, which is annoying me ever slightly, because then that means I need to like do it in a little bit more of a clever way. Unless we do the corners as supports, and then we just connect them up. Oh. I don't hate the idea. But then we might need to change up the order a bit. Right, because then what we need is to get back to the drawing boards, and then right here this T, that's what we care about. And that will be after first gear plus buffer, plus gear, plus buffer, and then backwards T. Right. So right here, we need gear, buffer, and then from this point, we move it by T. Perfect. Splendid. But I'm doing
Basic
the third
channel
one.
has never been this alive.
Okay. I think that's good. Now the only question is how we're gonna attach it. We need to do it on the bottom, and then we can't have them all be in the same line because I won't be able to screw that in. They need to be offset. We can have only 2 per each, 1 on each side, and then we can have it right, left, right, or outer, inner, outer. Right here. I can only mirror one at a time. That's upsetting. Let's Control Z then, and let's mirror on the other thing. Let's delete that, that's not necessary. Instead, let's do right here 3. Linear. And then all of them selected, mirror. Fuck. No, it's not perfection. In fact, that's because right here we need to delete the. Oh shit. We need to delete the collinearity and delete this. Delete those. Delete those. Collinear. SolidWorks trying to solve for my bullshit. Alright, and then this right here, you would like to be on the other side. That's not what I meant. Oh wait, I can just take this one. Right. You, collinear. Oh, that worked. Why are these undefined? How can I move them? No, that's not gonna be a problem. Okay. Perfect. By the way, a specific sentence that I really like in the book is "You're filtering horse terror through eel skin." As a question, as if someone wouldn't. Come on, what skin are you supposed to filter it through? Amateur stuff, honestly. Complete amateur stuff. Perfection, and then the outro one will be a 4. Obviously. Then you linear pattern, and then how many? That's W is equal to W. No wait. Ah shit. That would be in. That would be in W. Right, minus 6. Please enter now. Oh, so I can't do it as an equation. I was pretty prepared, your skins. And I answered that question, by the way. What is the... Wait, what is the book about, actually? I'm... Like, what era is it? Perfect-ish. What would you do if you had already taken the red pill but discovered there is no real way for you to change anything? You mean in Matrix? Keep looking for the chosen one, wasn't that the entire point? Because what else are you gonna do? Or just, you know, having fun, jumping over buildings, killing robots. That seems like a joy, honestly.
You can do that in real life. We just call them police.
You can't jump over a building.
Well, you can certainly try.
I mean, conceptually, not the word of Matrix. Okay, you're losing me a bit, because as far as I'm aware, red pill, that's like the Matrix thing. So, you mean like if I... you lost me a bit, not gonna lie. What does it mean?
You know when someone says someone is based in red-pilled?
Oh, it actually means something. Red pill means
well,
finding out the truth. Yeah, but
it
what
comes-
what kind of
yeah.
truth? Because that's a bit vague, isn't it? Like if all of a sudden
It's
I
vague on
got...
purpose.
Okay, yeah, but like if red pill means finding out the truth, then if I got, I don't know, a red pill about quaternions, then obviously I can't change anything because that's mathematics. Like how am I supposed to change that? So what kind of red pill? There are many scenarios in which you take the red pill and you can't change anything, because that's kind of the point of, like, if you take the red pill, if you discover the truth, then you can't really change the truth, can you? That's kind of the point. Have you seen Matrix?
Not with that attitude.
Yes, I have seen the Matrix.
You've seen every Keanu Reeves movie, including the bad ones.
As if there are any. Doesn't seem like it.
That's true.
Well, I just the first question I asked you, what will I do, and I answered as if I was in Matrix, and then you told me not the world of Matrix, which you're contradicting yourself a bit there. I don't understand. I give you answer for Matrix, you don't like it. I give you answer for no Matrix, and then similar scenario to Matrix, just in real life. Yeah, my answer still stands. I would leap over buildings and kill robots. Duh. I think it happens to Skyrim events. Deals with good file and the Emperor and companion. Bring that floaty, soul-sucky island to not vacuum everything in a planet then, you know? It's involving fucking extraplanar creature politics. Yeah, makes sense. Typical Elder Scrolls. Yeah, and I stand by my answer, by the way. Leaping over buildings and killing robots. Okay, we're gonna have a support that goes out on the outer edge, goes up and over arches. The size of it will have to be quite big, unfortunately. Also a little bit of Hell's Kitchen vibes, but with horse terror. I would say that's more Hell's Kitchen than actual Hell's Kitchen then. False advertising or anything. Okay, 61.
Why is it even called Hell's Kitchen? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm still confused about the red pill question, to be completely honest. Because Overlock specifically said not Matrix. I don't... How can it be Matrix but not Matrix? Like, that's video games by no video games kind of situation.
Well, infinite video games but no games means you can have all the video games, but you can't even have board games.
I need Gordon Ramsay to cook me up a horse terra souffle. Oh, the middle one needs to be different. Well, they all need to be
Still
different.
wondering how you even mechanically get the ingredient.
Horse terra.
Yeah, how do you extract horse terror in a usable way?
Well, through eel skin. But it has to be specially prepared.
Okay.
Or very specifically prepared eel skin, yeah.
that explains both so much and so little.
No, this is getting ever slightly. These modeling things are getting ever slightly annoying. I think I'm gonna leave it for now. We can
Take
move
a
on to.
heavy drinking. Oh, did you hear that? Oh.
The question on how to extract it is elaborated in detail in the books, because of course it is. Nice. Absolute fire. Maris made a sick ass robot. So neat.
Yeah, but is it real?
I don't care. Alright, I'm gonna leave this temporarily. We'll get back to it. Because I'm feeling
Nothing more
like...
permanent than a temporary solution that works.
Exactly. A temporary solution to a permanent problem. We're getting back to the Del Q. Which... I forgot about this. Forgot what it looked like. Right. Yeah. Yes, right, yeah. Okay. Right. So, last time we did some research, and what research that was. Apparently, all that's important in C when it comes to calling the function is just the address of the function, and nothing else. Everything else is open to interpretation, which is hilarious. Because what that effectively means is that I can... I don't even know if I should set up Delphi for this. It feels like I should set up a whole different function handling thing. It's so annoying to me how much effort it takes to explain all the background knowledge in order for people to understand just how idiotic this is.
Well, that's what the YouTube series for is, right?
I mean, yeah, actually, yeah. The thing is, I also have the script here for the video, and right here in the del Q, what will be really convenient for me is that all of the background knowledge required, or like the place where I'll start my explanation, will end where the last computer science video finished. That's actually, I am really glad I made that series. Or we could also work on the video. You know what? I'll let you all pick. We're gonna do a democracy. We're doing a democracy, and then the designing body, designing the program, and then designing the video. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We put the dollar back into idolatry. If you're upset, you can render an apology. We are unfortunate bureaucracy. No I in team, but there's con in economy. Where you hoping for fun? Friend indentures and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum. Let's provide you at generous prices. Your worth is determined by your sacrifices. And there's someone just doing donuts outside my window. That's good.
Can you please show me what they're doing it in?
I don't see it. There are trees in the way.
Damn.
I only hear it.
I know this is going to be a very hard thing to ask you since you're a programmer and an engineer, but could you please go outside and show me?
Ouch. I'm also a chemist. Chemists go outside like crazy.
Well, it averages out to you only doing...
Me being a normal person. that's what it averages out to.
Yes, the radical centrist.
I am extreme on so many different spectrums that it just all averages out. I'm normal.
Radical normie.
I like the fact that I made a poll, no one voted. Absolutely no one. It has 0 votes. That's hilarious.
I'd like to do a write-in. Designing a factory in
No, we're not doing the Minecraft scenario again. We're not repeating that.
Why ever not?
Not the Minecraft
Say that like
situation.
something bad happened.
Botty. Delq. Video.
You should write in Factorio as a joke.
No, not again! Spin the wheel of pain and suffering. Damn it, Botty. So right back to it, huh? Okay.
If you didn't want to do it, you should have just not put it in.
No. I respect the fortune.
You shouldn't do that.
Listen, Fortuna, the goddess of, luck. I'm pretty good pals with her, We're pretty solid mates.
I'm not.
I know. She tells me a lot about you, honestly. Like, mate, you have the tea is scalding. I honestly, oh wow, I can't believe you did that, to be honest. But
Did what?
no, she's pissed. She's really pissed.
I'm convinced I'm a passenger of my own life at this stage.
I do have to say, I don't mean to sound like too full of myself or something, because I mean it just in a way of pure gratitude. That's the only way I mean it in. But like, the reason why I'm having a hard time picking between if I should work on Boti, the program, or the video is because I genuinely do enjoy all of them. And it's nice. It's nice to just have that. Like, after being after spending like 12 to 16 hours working a day on fucking garbage videos I hated, it's nice to end up in the situation I end up now. I'm grateful. I really am.
I like working on all of my projects 30 seconds ago. Fuck, I have to work on the robot again.
Yeah. I'm a very ambivalent person.
Radical ambivalence.
Radical ambivalence. This is...
I think that's called bipolar disorder.
5 by 30. Right. So Sandbox Go 0. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, Miracle Musical. That would be splendid. Actually, question for everyone. Music. What musics do y'all like? I am interested. I am curious. I feel like I really like that kind of question.
Do not ask me about music. That is a Pandora's box you don't want to open.
Okay, I just quickly glance over at the basic channel and...
Yeah.
I'm building a sick... What the fuck? What the fuck is happening in the base? Hold on, I need to do a little bit of moderating. Hi, Daronka, by the way. Hi.
Greetings. I am so ready to click on the slow down mode.
Why would you have to ruin everything nice? What's wrong with you?
Okay, there we go. There, no. Hi, Daronka, how are you doing?
Greetings. Ah, that's some power. And I like power.
I really like the
Why would you give him power, man?
I really like the mechanic we have going on there, where I basically where I keep my hands clean because it's Remco banning everyone.
Doing the dirty work.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not the one banning people.
Bruh.
I just
It's-
hired this hitman to kill you.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
actually-
All I did is I just hired him, gave him a gun, you know, pointed him in general direction, just, you know, showed him exactly who. I didn't kill you.
I need to have some tissues to wipe the blood off my fingers.
Alright, let's have a support with like this. It will be 30, was it? I think? Oh shit, I've already forgot.
Quick, flip a coin.
30 and 5. Remember those two numbers, they will be important later. Support, height, 5. Okay, that's it. That's it. You don't need to remember that anymore. I've already done it.
Okay, call it.
Oh, that's all my bones cracking at the same time. Although what I should do is, because I'm not being efficient, I feel like I need to render some animations for the video as I'm working on body, because otherwise I'm not being efficient.
We wouldn't want to be inefficient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're never inefficient on these streams. We never procrastinate anything.
Well, I mean,
Speaking of inefficient,
okay, we don't have any thnickles this time, all right? So I don't have any good excuse. if you all have another thnickle, I'm willing to allow it, but if not, then unfortunately no. Okay. To see shenanigans. There. Time to get to it.
I am trying to roll ahead. I took 4 times to roll ahead.
What?
Okay. I know what you mean.
No.
Hold on. Man, that's one of my favorite rules.
This time, man. You're lucky this time.
Okay. Right. We need some nice floor texture. I really wanna pick something. I have a good idea. I have a splendid idea for what the floor texture will be. Yes.
Wait.
yes, we know someone added everyone and caused an explosion.
Yeah,
If people come to the stream, we should do it regularly.
Everyone streaming.
if only we had like a ping for that sort of stuff.
Man,
If only we had like a way to ping everyone who wants to be pinged for streams, you know? That would
add
be
everyone. They're
that
in the
would
server. They want to be
No,
part of the stream, right?
no. We need to expand our reach. We need to ping everyone, whether they want to, whether they don't want to.
Ooh.
genius idea. Okay.
I will go to other servers.
Have everyone there.
What could go wrong?
Oh, why can't my computer just like handle the SolidWorks, the rendering, and opening 8K images at the same time? It's slowing down. Ridiculous.
If you can't handle 3 guys at once.
Hits 59 frames per second instead of a steady 60. Oh no!
Oh, it really is struggling. Oops. Okay, here's my idea for what this is gonna look like. Man, I'm nerding about textures. That's so fucking boring. But oh well, we're all autistic in our own very special ways. Well, the idea I have for
Guys,
this,
it's a picture.
which I'm pretty certain is doable, is oh shit, I ain't gonna work. I'm pretty certain it's gonna work. I want, whenever there is light, this texture to change. When the texture is in the darkness, I want it to glow, like a fluorescent glow, and be an old texture. When it's in the light, I want it to reverse. I want it to be in a new texture, and I want there to be no glow. And I'm pretty certain that's doable. That's because there is the... Okay, I don't know if it's doable, but I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Oh, Pebble and Bobo
About
is
getting
back.
distracted.
Pebble and Wobble's back.
Yes.
I haven't. What's funny is that I haven't interacted with Pebble and Wobble at all. I just heard the stories.
He's back. He's in the Reblox channel, and the first thing he said was, wait, let me check Reblox is weak in mathematics. That is crazy.
If only we
Reblox-
had rules about ban evasion.
I don't know, because it's funny. No. We don't want any rules against ban evasion, alright? That's because, like, when you ban someone, you only get to do it once. What's the fun there? It's like killing people. You only get to do it once. Like, come on.
Yeah, you don't kill people, you put them in the gladiator arena.
Yeah, like, the thing... Okay, but genuinely, have you all ever... that's something that happens to me, and it's so unsatisfying. Which, I promise, I'm going somewhere reasonable with this. Where if you're watching like a movie or a series, and there is just this one character who's a serious piece of shit, and then they just die, and it feels like they got off easy just by dying. Like, I really sometimes wish people could be revived a bunch of times in movies just to die over and over again, because some characters...
Rewind button in question.
Like, it really does happen sometimes.
That's why if you want to torture someone, you should like get them to the brink of death, then give them some time to recover and then start again.
Like, for example, in... Okay, this is a bit of a basic example, right? But like in... Game of Thrones. There's this one guy who was a complete piece of shit. That was his entire character, right? And like, he just died. That's it. So what happened to him? Bullshit! I don't want him dead. I want his soul in eternal damnation. Anyway.
Want to suffer.
Anyway, here's the basic idea. We're gonna have a mix node like this. And we're gonna do a map. So noise, texture, plug it in. Then a color ramp. Perfect. Now we can see where our values are equal. Hold on. Actually, there's a better way to achieve this. Now we can see where our values are greater than 0.5 and where values are less than 0.5. And what we want is we want like a bunch of different things of different brightness. So right here is going to be 0.1, it's going to be very not bright. Right here is going to be very bright, like a 10. And we want, depending on the brightness, for it to be more closer to a 1. Yeah. So, input. It was like a thing for it. This is playing with a smiley face. Light path? Oh, these are all just booleans. Is shadow ray, is diffuse ray, is glossy ray. Glossy transparent. Damn it, so if I plug in this, for example, yeah, that ain't gonna be it. Because that basically selects just rays which are short enough, which will give us perfect circle because we're looking top down. What is ray depth? All of these are the same. Okay, so I imagine that would be like on a plane. Right, that makes sense. Well, ish.
Turn the plane 45 degrees so you can see if that's what's actually going on.
Yeah, I don't care, this didn't help me. What if...
Worthless by 3 minus 1.
What if...
Uh-oh.
Can I plug in? Come on, Blender! I just want to plug in a shader as a number. This is ridiculous. 1984. Why can't I do that? Invalid link.
It's not
What do you
blending.
mean apple does not equal 3?
Exactly. That's actually, I mean, that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to achieve here. That's because the shader should give us the end value of what the color would be, and I want to get that color.
Why don't you just define both the color in the shader and then, well, define the color outside of the shader and use that?
Is my keyboard loud? As loud as make it?
Yes.
No, that was my keyboard.
Oh.
We can have an aggressive keyboard typing contest.
I'm not even aggressively typing. This is just my.
Definitely aggressively typing.
Removes all soundproofing.
No, what would be okay? Blender.
Mechanical keyboard user like
Surface. Shaders. God, there has to be a way. Imagine this would appear. Oh, shaded to RGB. I knew that was a thing. Shaded to RG. That isn't a thing. I've been lied to. They have a node that doesn't exist. What do you mean document expired? Lies. This is lies. Download the Blender file. I would like to, yeah. Because you have a node that doesn't exist.
Going crazy.
Gaslit by the blender.
What the fuck is that? How did you get it? Can I just copy it over? No, I can't, okay. What kind of schizophrenic node is that? It's there. I can't copy it over. What? Can I copy it over now? Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Just wait. Did that person make that node? Maybe.
Read it emoji.
I don't. That's because now what we can do is we can do this. Well, I think. That's okay. Yeah, there we go. This and then this. That's pitch black. It's not quite what I'm looking for. Shaded to RGB. That doesn't really work. Couldn't help but notice. I have a node that is there but isn't working at all. What is? I don't understand that node. Is it like a node that got deleted and Blender just doesn't want to acknowledge that fact?
What fact?
This is that black magic your mom told you
like
to stay away
what I'm talking
from.
about, there is no node.
Concept dating app for 3D artists called Blender where you can send nodes. That is not warning. Any upstream visitor will be invisible following effect. But like, oh, that's only an Eevee. Fuck. That makes sense.
We use the superior cycles here.
We do use the superior cycles. To RGB cycles. To be fair, I understand why it would be an Eevee, wouldn't be in cycles, but like. Equivalent for cycles. You can't directly do it. I don't know what I said allows, but you can render the light in cycles and do the RGB operations. No, this is all. Damn it! I was so excited for this. I thought that would be so cool, and then it all just went right to piss off. Because there is another way I could do it, but that would be manually, which loses the entire charm. This is the point.
I think you might need a converter where you put units in terms of a color.
I have 3 ideas on how to do it, but none of them are good. Because one of them is extremely time consuming, the other one is extremely difficult. And the third one is really complicated. At this point, take your poison. You guys know the details of conscious perception, how to use. Damn it. I genuinely thought I had something. That's because the ray. You know, light bulb is the only way. What happens if I plug in... What happens if I plug in the shadow ray? Oh yeah, we can plug it in right here. None of these are shadow rays. Wait, what if I do the volume? Still not that much. What if I do is reflection ray? Okay. This all of a sudden started glowing. No idea why. Progress, I think. Haven't got a clue. Okay, so it's something glowing reflections. That could be another one.
That is the first time I've ever seen someone use the subsection symbol as a mouth.
That's
What?
that's the Jim Carrey facial expression.
They're all Jim Carrey facial expressions. This one's a little more The Mask than anything else.
What's fun about
What
this?
emotion is this supposed to be?
What's fun is about if I do this right here, or actually, is there blue muffs? No, there isn't. If I do this, then this material is glowing everywhere except in reflections. Which means that if I have a cube, hold on, I need to turn these off. Then this cube should be. It isn't working. No, there we go. Yeah, now the cube is glowing despite the entire thing being pitch black. Oh, we could do something funky with that. It's still trying to figure out where a ray comes from. Well, they're all gonna come from camera, aren't they? Yeah. I would just like to know if a ray hit an object on this way there. Blender determined a ray hit an object shader nodes. I want more information. Yeah, there's only light. There's Blender 5.0?
What the?
More blended? In this part of time?
Blender. No, 443. Why is there a manual for Blender 5.0? I need more ray information. Okay, so camera, shadow. Right, so shadow is this. Okay. So, oh, yes, hedgehog, good. That's so shadow, like this, that should be. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that guy, but based on this image, shadow should really be when something reflects into an object that shines light. It's shadow ray. Does it need to go back? What type of ray training is being computed for? So this is a camera ray that then turns into a shadow ray. What's the difference? Transparent shadows. So what, do I just add like a glass and that's it? That still doesn't appear to be glowing. Shucks, that nabbit and fiddlesticks.
Such restraint.
This. Executed for a camera ray, otherwise 0. Is shading executed for a shadow ray?
Why are there Boolean values stored as floats?
Because there's a bunch of like different kinds of values that just don't exist in the shader nodes for some reason. Like integers also don't exist.
Integers I kinda understand, but like, come on, Booleans, really?
Understand integers. Executed for a camera. What do you mean shading is executed for a camera? Because at each point, like, if this diagram is to be understood, then like that's a single ray, in it. That means that the ray changes the kind of ray it is as it goes on. So at what point do we read the Boolean? like if I read the boolean right here, then its shadow is going to be a 0. If I read it right here, then its shadow is going to be 1. So at what point do we read the boolean?
Or do you read it at every bounce?
Well, no, because you get a single value. Honestly, when you say stuff like that, by the way, when I'm like really going into weeks of stuff like these, and when you say stuff like that, I really feel like I'm just talking to Watson.
I'm missing context.
Well, because really often, so for example, when I'm doing programming, right? Really often you do
Yeah.
try to like, when I ask when I ask a question, like you really often try to answer it with absolutely no background in computer science.
Yes.
And so that's the same way as like, I don't know if you've read Sherlock, but like,
Oh, that Watson. Okay.
yeah, that Watson. Where like Sherlock asks a lot of questions, mostly himself, and then Watson just answers them. Camera ray doesn't make sense unless there's a, because everything would be a camera ray. You know what? I need to stop thinking. That's my problem. I need to stop thinking. I'm thinking too much. Show me just example usage, and that's it.
Everything but a cat.
Okay. So in this scenario, all of these are camera rays. Okay, so camera rays are the ones that hit only once and that's it. The shadows, then, are not camera rays. Is it because we need, like, an angle? Camera sees the view object directly. The ray coming from the camera uses the lowest socket of the mixator since it's a camera ray, it's true. Translate the value of 1, yes. Analyze the flow though, you can see that the bounce light from the cube is green, so we have to be aware of here. Pixels on the floor don't get green tint because of the camera ray. Is the ray we cast directly onto the floor that then bounced the cube. Oh! Oh, so... This is really messy, which is a good sign. Yes!
If I had a nipple.
Oh, if only I had a nickel indeed.
If I had
Yeah.
nickel.
Yes! Okay. Okay. So, right now, what we can figure out is if we're measuring an indirect ray, so a second bounce ray. I would like to say progress, but like, not really. So, because that way, how are we gonna use that? Second bounce into the light, that's a shadow. But then that would need to... It's so confusing. Because then, it's shadow ray. Absolutely nothing. Unless we need an actual BSDF for this. That could be the case. No. It's not reddish at all. So when the ray hits the floor, then bounces up. No, because it hits this and then the second try it hits that. Yes. Which means we needed to... No clue. Because right here the ray hits the floor and then it bounces up to hit the object, which, if this is to be believed, should mean it's a shadow ray. Transparent shadows. Right? So what? Like I need a glass? No. I could just do it in Eevee. But I hate that. I might need to do it the hard way. And I don't care about this look enough to do it the hard way, because what I could do is I could set up a completely different scene that's just there to render the map of light, and then I could take that render, pick it up, and then use that separate render as a map for where we want the textures to change. But that's a lot of effort for something that
Oh my
isn't
God.
worth it.
Rento.
Why is someone?
Yeah.
Somebody's getting around the ban by picking everybody all by one.
I misclicked. For fuck's sake. Nope.
That is pretty funny.
I was gonna give them a timeout, but I clicked on kick and now they're gone.
It's a slightly more permanent timeout.
Uh-oh.
It works. It works.
Oh no.
Well, it's a timeout with a self-imposed lift. They can
Yeah,
end the timeout whenever they want.
Yeah.
They just have to choose it.
Why is it such a not very? Wait, what's the English word for this? It's a rough day for the chat.
I
Stormy.
wonder why.
This is not. This could be maybe it.
Wait, they're back, I think.
Already?
See, self-imposed deadline.
Okay.
Perfect. Never mind, they're not back.
They're
I
not
was
bad.
gonna time them out anyways.
Hmm. Oh well.
I don't know if there's a confirmation screen when I click on kick. I should try it.
Can
Black
you not?
Thunder, where are you? Write a message in chat, I need to check something.
Oh god.
We could do like a temporary thing where we just do a message. Whoever pings anyone the next 5 minutes just gets kicked, and then just kick anyone.
Hmm.
Just to be sure. Just to check.
For the next 5 minutes only.
Well, here is your test
Ping
subject.
someone, get kicked. Deal of a lifetime. Come back and do it again, get banned.
If you ping
God.
someone, we'll ban both the person who's pinging and the pinged person. You can
As
take one
naked?
with you.
Oh god.
Moderator excluded, obviously.
Does not apply to Patreon rules or higher.
It's pay to win.
Well, it doesn't apply. So if you're a Patreon, you can't ping anyone. The rule doesn't apply to you in the first place. It's just the plebs that are now fighting in an arena.
Oh, we should share some bread. While we sip on wine and grapes.
Extreme tag.
Actually, no, it isn't. It's reflection. Shite.
I'm gonna try it on the Pebble and Bubble. Let me test my moderator skills. If I click on kick, oh, I do get a confirmation screen. Well, then I'll ban them or kick them. Try it when I clicked as well.
Confirmation bias. Oh.
What?
What?
Someone got who got a timeout?
Just grey. Oh, it's because
I
of
mean,
the
I
noise or
timed out
something.
Bav for like a solid minute for the
Oh,
ping.
I timed
was
about
it,
5
though.
minutes.
Okay.
Right when your timeout finished.
No, that was a while ago.
Yeah, I know. Mine
Okay.
was also a while ago. Right after the ping, right after you timed him out. And then I did it a couple more times to like make sure he doesn't do it again.
Well, he did it as a test, which is why I only did a minute.
He did it as a test. Oh, I was not aware of that information.
Yeah.
He still deserved the timeouts.
That's why I gave him one.
That's why I gave him like 4.
So based.
I think he needs
Police
another one.
brutality in our dictatorship? Gotta be crazy.
We will not be predictable. I'm gonna get some stuff done. We'll be back. Good luck with figuring out how to make it.
Yep.
I believe in you, like a little bit.
I will try.
Surely you'll be able to do it.
I
Surely.
can do it just the boring way. What's the fun in that?
Just 5 minutes, you can do it. Alright, 50 minutes. Alright, I'll be back. Ciao, ciao.
Bye. See you.
I see.
Why my timeout? Masha, I don't know. Bad time, I suppose. You all don't want me to start moderating over there.
He doesn't have anger issues.
You do not.
But he
need
is
to
very
moderate
effective.
anymore.
No, because once I like, if I was start moderating, then I would just go there and say whoever sends any message next just gets kicked, and then I would just kick everyone else.
If you start moderating, you would delete basic channel.
I mean, hold on, that's a great idea.
No.
Oh, that's.
I missed the idea. What was it?
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna kick anyone. I'm just gonna delete the basic channel.
We don't need you to moderate. We're gonna have that.
Okay, hold on. No, that's a splendid idea. Thank you so much, Cassie. That's
If
genius.
you wanna listen, if
Okay.
you wanna delete any TV channel, Simon's channel is still up there. You can still blow up that one, you know. Just
You
saying.
cannot. Make this the thing. I'm not deleting it yet. Hold on, I need to. Okay. It's clear
Fast
that
ensues.
you all can behave to the point that you got almost every single moderator. So I'm going to give you delete the entire server, don't tempt me. Oh, please, please, please. Oh, please, I want someone to start pinging people now. Please. I really want to delete the basic channel.
There's still like 50 people who didn't see the ping probably that can show up like anyway.
Yeah, please.
I mean it's very avoidable.
Hold on, I'm gonna pin this message. Please start pinging. Listen, if anyone all of a sudden starts pinging people, please tell me, cause I really want to delete the basic channel. Like I really
Okay,
do.
so hold on.
If I do it as a bit, does it hold?
No, don't delete the
So if
basic
I
channel
do
as a
this,
bit.
Can
Only,
you delete this channel if I do this?
only.
No, I can't delete channels. I'm saying if I ping someone, will you delete it?
Oh no,
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 I-
no, that's no. We need honest channel. Listen,
No, I want this
Ah,
channel
okay.
gone. So make it,
I
make it,
am-
make it. I want this channel gone though.
complete. Yeah. No, almost got me, Kazi. Almost got me.
At make it. Thanks for the extra chance.
I'm gonna leave that pinned message over there. By the way, this is not just this offer is not just for today. By the way, it's gonna stay there. I'm giving everyone one more chance.
No pings in basic channel.
Oh no, no mess in the basic channel. Whatever pisses me off too much, basically. Whatever I deem to be unjust. You know what we should have on the server? Actually, now it got me thinking. We should have like a multi-tiered system for figuring out how rough certain people are. So basically, we would have 3 roles. When I'm designing content, my friends make it. Hi, the flame. How you doing? Hi there. We should have like 3 roles on the server, and every single time someone does something unsavory, we just move them up a peg, and then when they reach the 3rd one, we just kick them. I feel like we've been way too relaxed about this whole server thing. I think we should just start because you know what, I've been trying since the very beginning. I've been trying to. I don't want to be too biased. Like I don't want to kick people just because I find them annoying. I don't want to be. I don't want it to be too personal. You know. I don't want to decide who stays and who leaves just based on my personal preference. But I feel like it's about time we start doing that.
I have been summoned. We should be more cruel. You're right.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
what I'm
good
saying.
time to be a cop.
We
Right.
chose the right space.
I would like to apply for moderator, I think.
Apply for
I'll
a
make
Adam.
an excellent choice.
It's
By the way,
literally
this is going
late
to be-
leave the server.
I just want to say that this will be like one of the only times when I when I will moderate the basic channel, and my entire input will be that I'm a simple man, you know. That's it. I'm not gonna kick people, not gonna time out them, not gonna ban them. No, like
I
if
wonder
basic
what the
channels are best,
etymology of moderation is.
I'm not a moderator. I'm an extremist.
It gets better.
Extremerator.
It gets better because we will leave the democratic cave, the philosophy cave, as well.
The democracy chaos.
Do you think people will go and chat?
Well, okay, that was fun. Oh, I was in the wrong chat. That sucks. Oh well.
Very well done. That just did it now.
So yeah, sure. One, it's like 6 people, and they mostly behaved after that. Just a clear, concise, direct message does a lot. Yeah, but Theo, you see, it's all in this case. You know, it's a layers of reputation. I want people to know that once they reach a limit, okay, I'm gonna get involved, and it's honestly at this point about reputation. I want to send a clear message that you don't want me to get involved. No one wants to.
He wants to be able to pick up the phone, say nothing, and have the other guy said he says enough.
Yeah, I want that's yeah.
I too have watched John Wick.
I feel like that would just do a lot of good for the mod, you know, because it would be even more convenient. You don't even need to time out people, you just ping me. I have the basic channel muted, I'm not even gonna see the ping, it's just that, you know, the act of pinging me. It's the same reason why we have the the coin toss rule. I should just ban people with pure chance, honestly.
I am
Just ban random people.
waiting with anticipation.
Just in case.
I'm waiting for it to get picked, someone to ping something.
So am I. I'm so ready. Damn it.
Please, somebody.
Don't factor them off, damn it. No one wants to want them off. There we go. Can't even ping. What do you mean you can't ping? Oh, you got muted. Oh no. Well, when you mute ends, then the wall is your oyster. Alright, this looks pretty solid, I would say. All things considered, not too bad. Not quite what I had in mind, but... Oh,
You
well,
should send another message. I got bored of waiting, I'm deleting it anyway.
We'll see how I'm feeling in 30 minutes.
Oh no.
This is what we call biblically accurate moderation.
I just barely actually make it. Which is normal make it.
To be fair, like the basic channel has been annoying me for quite a while. I am just looking for an excuse. No point in denying it. I'm just...
There are
You don't
worse
need an
channels that
excuse, you own the
should-
server.
than that channel, you
I
know?
mean, I know, but I still want to give people a chance, you know?
You
Like,
did.
I'm really
When you made the channel
rolling...
the first time.
No, you know what I'm saying? I'm really rolling into that, omnipotence vibe, right? I just really have a god complex, that's it.
It's not a complex, it's really quite simple.
Oh shit, there we go. Perfection, absolute perfection, love it.
Mm.
Alright. Such a great background, such a boring topic. Omnipotent, ain't that the thing with eggs?
Impotent? Oh, that's me. What? That was a joke. Ladies, please stay.
Well, in my case, it isn't a joke. Ladies, you can chill. I'm just kidding. Fellas, I know you don't care. My ratio of gay men to everyone else who's attracted to me means I shouldn't be saying ladies. That's just inaccurate. Now, I know that the ratio may make it seem like a big number, but it's still single digits, don't worry. I'm not talking only on YouTube, I'm talking like in general. Throughout my entire life.
It's the biggest number, it's the biggest single digit number you can get in base 2.
1? Wow. You have... hopeful. Okay, when you run a program that doesn't... Right. I should probably set something for code as well. Should I go pitch black? Oh, that's...
You should get some alcohol.
I have some. What do you think I'm drinking? The vanilla coffee spiked with whiskey is... mwah. It's really delicious.
Agreed.
Yeah, not a bit. I'm being genuine here. I've got it.
That's why
Like,
I
this
said
is my...
agreed.
I don't know if you can... Well, I don't know what kind of sound I can make with a bottle of Jack Daniels that will make you realize that it's a bottle of Jack Daniels. But I have it right here. And it really is something.
It's not an addiction. It's not an addiction. It's commitment.
SolidWorks resource monitor memory low. Could it have anything to do with the blender I've opened just rendering?
You got SolidWorks. You got Blender.
We have solid...
PC's turning into an oven. It's like you got a whole kitchen in your kitchen.
SolidWorks. It's solid doesn't. Okay, this up, this down, this all around. Festive. Now.
SolidWorks. Isn't that like the game about espionage?
Yeah, with the liquid wizard lizard.
Here's a word.
They
say.
No one is pinging anyone.
Oh, I see a failed ping.
I just want to say that like a big mistake a lot of people make
got
is
'em!
that they do their bluffs incorrectly. So you know, it's a typical case of people trying to be edgy, you know, trying to be like just threatening others, and the threats don't land because it's a clear
I'm
bluff.
edging.
But what I found is that a simple solution to that problem is to just never bluff.
Don't bluff.
Yeah, exactly. There's a simple solution. Commit to it. Always
Yes.
commit to it.
Commit, double down.
Like for example, when when I wanna seem threatening, I just set stuff on fire. I don't even like tell people that I'm gonna burn your house down. Something. No, I just
Do XYZ.
I set stuff on fire. If you tell someone you're gonna burn their house down, that's not gonna land because you're obviously not gonna burn their house down. I'm never gonna burn anyone else's house down. That's so much effort.
Nah, you gotta bluff in the opposite direction by saying, I'm never gonna burn anyone's houses down.
And then just set a big ass fire in their living room. Never expected.
I'm not looking to kill a US president.
I am curious if my floor panel is actually flammable. I just timeouted those who pinged everyone. Oh, I see. Oh, Tefta, no. I tried a... Oh no, I tried moderating Tefta. I did a message that if they don't stop behaving, I'm gonna delete the basic channel. And we've just spent the last half an hour waiting in suspense for someone to ping so I can finally delete that channel.
I was gonna say,
And now you're telling me that...
I saw a failed ping.
Damn it. So that's the reason why they stopped pinging. Tefta just timeouted all of them.
Can you please lift the timeout so we can delete it?
I really want to delete the basic channel. I think that's the problem. All the other channels are fine. They're all doing fine.
Why
Letting out all the
what's
prisoners
wrong
so I
with
have an
basic
excuse to
channel?
nuke the city.
I can just like, oh, thank you. I really feel like if we delete the basic channel, it's gonna... Well, either that or, you know, everyone's gonna move right
No.
away to all the channels and then... But that's not my problem. That's a problem for Theo and Black Thunder. So...
Yay, I
Well-
love problems.
By the way, Theo, Black Thunder, I have a question for you all. Are you all doing fine with moderation-wise?
Yeah.
Because so far it's free, right? It's you, Theo,
Yeah.
Remco. If
Yeah.
you'll need, I can find if you'll have any recommendations for the moderators to get some vocally hands. I'm fine with doing more. I mean, adding more moderators. I'm not gonna do more. Come on, that's ridiculous. Who has done that?
You do plenty, don't worry. Man, I wish I had higher perms so I could actually kick and ban people with and without reason.
I keep getting distracted with the basic chat shenanigans. That's why I don't go there. It's honestly really distracting. Is that enough of a bright up? I would say that could be enough. If we do the keyframe linear on the beginning, yeah, that could be not bad. Anti-mounted people, thank you, Tefta, thank you. Okay, now we need to await anticipation to see if it gets out of hand again.
At Turfta, thank you for removing the timeout.
I just make him delete the channel. I did. That was yes. Oh. I mean, okay. Completely honest. I'm not gonna delete it. I'm just gonna move it to the administration segment where like
The archive.
yeah, the archive exactly. Deleting it, that would just loss of history. I mean, this is going to be completely unusable, and to everyone else, it would look like it's going to be deleted by just. I don't want to lose the history.
We wouldn't burn the Library of Alexandria, but we would kill everyone in it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn the library. I'm just gonna bury it so deep.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all?
Okay, I think this is fair enough to render, just as is.
Not ping. Please, somebody.
Yeah, I need to get on the video. I'm too distracted.
I'll let you know when it happens.
We've done it again. Let's go.
I appreciate Black Thunder, by the way.
Oh, there it is.
Wait, did Timon do it?
Nope, somebody pinged. There we go.
No, but what is it?
That's the conversation.
Why-
Come on. As I mentioned, I don't want to be
And
completely.
You said as soon as there's a ping.
No, as soon as they make a mess.
Ah, that sucks.
And it doesn't have to be a ping, like just a mess. We don't need someone to ping at everyone for it to be a mess. We can set our standards a bit lower than that, don't worry.
Maybe I should get my alt account. Entrapment, I hardly know her.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Right here, we need this.
Hi, Turfta.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi there! Hi the Tefta! I'm so sorry for what happened in the basics chat, I truly am. I'm, at this point, I'm trying to take care of the situation a bit, awaiting impatiently.
No, it was chaotic. I'm like, what the heck? Because I woke up and I'm like, whatever. So I kicked them, and then they came back, luckily, and then I muted them for a day.
Yeah, I think I am just going to delete the... Because I know it's bound to happen. It's just, I don't know if it will happen today, but...
I just didn't want someone to get like a Patreon and then, ban them or anything. So I was just like, I'll just kick them.
Apparently Mushroom is still timed out.
Let them know that.
Collateral damage buff. It happens. Black Thunder, can you untime out Mushroom?
Maybe if I can find them.
Okay, this looks fine, I believe. Oh, one more thing I'm gonna add is the depth field. That always looks nice.
Move timeout. There we go.
Well, someone just added everyone.
Well, they failed to, but
No, Onkman added everyone.
there's no yellow border on it. Didn't really work.
Yeah, hold on.
You didn't get a ping for it.
Oh, got it.
Just as a quick check, because streamer mode enabled, that's convenient. And I can't do the moderator view because I was. Oh, never mind. I can. They joined in January 15th. Whoa, that's been 5 months ago. Well, such a shame you get kicked now.
Oh well. Happens.
Oh, well.
It's quite a shame. Really.
Look, civilian casualties aren't collateral damage if you're targeting them.
Okay, I've been stuck on this same exact animation for way too long. That's it. Render. It's done. Good enough.
I'm gonna go. Hope when I come back, the channel isn't gone. Okay?
Alright.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Okay, so back to the thing. It was 5 and 30, correct? Oh, it doesn't matter because we have this. Alright. Otherwise, it's gonna be equal to 1/3 of a millimeter, I imagine. Plus tolerance times 2 because on no wait or just on one side. Tolerance. There we go. Minus tolerance. I'm an idiot. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness I called myself. I'm such an idiot. Minus tolerance, not plus.
Minus tolerance.
Yeah, that's because
Bye, Turfta.
Irish exits.
I prefer the Scottish exit. Same thing, but you play a bagpipe before you leave.
I'm still listening. Okay. Alright. Alright then. My PC is really running slowly. I have no idea, not gonna lie. The 256 samples in the SolidWorks, just absolutely no clue. Alright, equations. Let's see. It's support W, support H. Okay, so support height. Right. Perfection and then perfection on the other side. Then we want to mirror it. Couldn't see stream John watch out because of my phone. Oh, I see. What is the distance between the... That's just the distance, correct? I think so. Right, 40. Okay, so that is just the distance. Convenient. That means right here what we do is we do smart dimensions from the middle. And I'm an idiot, of course, once again. Because once again I forgot to add an equation for it, constant. Which will be this, and this is equal to 40 for now. Perfect. Then we just mirror all of these. Every single time I click on another line, there's like a significant freeze where my mouse cursor disappears.
It's fine. I'm sure nothing bad could come of this.
Yes. Perfection. Now we have 5 up. Yes, I think 5, 5. Yeah. And then that's the side box row. This perfect. We would like some kind of way to figure out which side is which, actually. Now that I think about it. So what we need to do is we need to add one more thing, which will be the placement for the screw, right? Midpoint 4, 6. Genuine question, are those streams on which I just design things, either programming or, you know, robotics wise, I suppose in general, just robotics wise, are they boring? Because to me it feels like, I'm having a lot of fun, but to me it feels like it would be really boring to watch. As much as I try to spice it up.
I can see why someone would call it boring, but like, I find it engaging because
Yeah, it's exactly the thing.
I may be autistic.
Yeah, I mean that's the audience here, isn't it? Like, to most people, I imagine quantum mechanics would be boring, and yet additional color
I would
mechanics, the
say
second most
boring
popular.
as much as it is confusing.
I mean, but that's how it goes for. Well, I suppose it's a category of boring in a way. Basically, boring is just like when things. How's it good? Like this is the. This is the same thing as like how white noise is boring, despite it being the maximum of change, right? You don't need something to be really simple and dull for it to be boring. You just need there to be a lack of anything thought through the sound. I don't know.
Turpta. The Irish entrance.
Yeah, I just switched to my computer.
Ah,
No,
the
okay.
Irish transition.
That looks pretty cool. Make it.
Yeah, it's really coming together. I've really gotten much better at SolidWorks now.
Yeah, I could tell. I'm like, holy crap! Like all of your 3D stuff. You know.
Yeah, I actually figure out how to properly put restraints on things, and that makes it much easier to more than always. Speaking of, this is just broken now. Now the question is why? Curious. Right as I was praising myself for getting better. So which is disjoint will not be created. Use the bodies option to distinct bodies.
Sometimes
Alright.
the gods must be put in their place too.
Nice. What I need faces instead. Wow, this is running really slowly.
You're encouraging me to finish my design.
Could not attach pattern faces to the solid to form a closed body.
It's like that TV show, The Closed Body Problem.
I've been really meaning to watch it.
Books are good.
How is the song called "You Use Knows Every Video"? I've never found it. It's a banger. You mean the beginning of the live stream? It's one of the themes. I don't know if it's the fourth one or second one. I think it might be
He
the fourth
made it
one.
himself.
I didn't. Either one. Either if it's a fourth one or a second one. I didn't make either of those actually. The second one was made by Soda. The fourth one's made by Tefta. I did make the theme. Yeah. That's how I want to finish up the body video actually. Instead of using any music from Production Crate, I just want to play the theme in the background to really fit it into the...
You gotta come up with a new lick for the bot.
Why isn't it snapping properly? I can do it with an additional step, but it's just less professional that way. Okay, we're switching to programming because it's like a delay of 2 seconds in between every single action I make versus when the action actually takes place.
The way the good Lord intended.
Yeah, I need to switch it up. Although to be fair, it still will be risky. Because last time there was a point at which when I was testing my Del Q, Windows just detected it as a virus, so
It'll be fine. Nothing could go wrong.
curious, it's just not making a hole on this side. Is it because I just didn't add it to the feature? Could be it. There we go, yeah, I just didn't add it to the feature. Alright, leaving this behind for now, because it's getting ridiculous. And instead, let's get back to the Del Q. No. The thing that would be convenient about it, what we should actually do is we should probably do like a functional programming sort of setup. because that is something we will probably use a lot more in the future. It's going to give us a bunch of warnings during compilation. But I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Alright, so right here we will have functional. And then it's going to be del QC.
I'm sorry, but whenever I hear the phrase functional programming, I know what it means, but it also implies non-functional programming, which is just funny.
Yeah, you actually need to implement functional programming in C because everything else is not functional. It doesn't function anyway.
Yeah, kind of what I was getting at.
Includes external, includes... Oh yeah, that's
Implement recursion. You must first implement recursion.
Okay, this should be the start. Oh yeah, I need to run it on Linux. Let me open up my Linux on Windows.
Starts another operating system on top of a Blender render. Why is my computer so slow?
On top of SolidWorks, I just haven't turned it off. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It is gonna be rough. I really am starting another operating
It's time
system.
to switch to programming. It makes the workload even bigger.
Yeah, but I mean, the compilation doesn't need all that much effort, you know. So that's this good. Build shell build. Okay, sweet. So it is building now. Neat. How's the experience with LSL so far? I've been using it for a year, 2 years, 3 years maybe. I've never had any problems. Okay. So first we'll have init del Q. That will be our first function, which will be an unsigned long init del Q. Like this. And all we'll do is just initialize the del Q. Now, there are some certain things which could be useful as defines, now I think about it. So, for example, define error type as unsigned long, and then instead of the unsigned long, we should use error type. Internal. And then, well, one by one, I imagine. Del Q H. Afterwards, we do. Oh yeah, util fine. This should be lowercase. What am I doing? Ridiculous. Amateur hour. That's what it is. U2 del Q, then wait, no. U2 debug H defines log H. Perfect. So this will be the error type. Oh, now you know that sound. That sound means the animation finished rendering. It's time to keep going.
It was the sound of his fan stopping.
When we run our program, there are certain moments when our program just stops. So right here we need some gears to grind, I imagine. Like that would be a pretty solid representation of program running. How would I do it in a clever way? Tis the question, tis the question. Let's do radius. 1 meter on 1. Then we'll do another gear, which this time will be 20 and 20. No wait, that's a 2. Right, 2 and 20. And let's add yet another gear, which this time will be...
Silly question. Why don't you just import the STL file from SolidWorks into Blender?
because this is quicker.
Okay.
Alright. And then obviously the cube, which will be my entire scene. Yeah, perfect. Rising Remembrance, sweet. Then, we need to position them properly, I'd imagine, in some kind of clever, reasonable way. So, transform. Also, another thing, set material for now, temporarily, and that's gonna be. Now go on shame and the consequences of my actions. What happened, Nils? Position it. Yeah, so we need X, Y there, Z as a separate thing, I imagine. Rotation. And then upward rotation. Why am I thinking so much about this? I can just change this on the fly. I forgot, this is not compiled or anything. Alright. There we go. Splendid. Now, I think we would like to make them a bit... Oh, actually we can make them smaller as a whole. That's way more reasonable. Wait. Hash value? Ha! Huh, curious. Okay. There we go. X, Y, Z, I think separately would make a little bit more sense. And then rotation is the axis, obviously.
Oh. Oh.
Outputs as well. Right. Now as we run the Z, it spins. And then actually math multiplied by -1, because that would just make things ever so slightly easier for us. Right, I think, yeah, okay. And now one last thing to do, which is menu switch. Splendid. Now we can pick between which gears we want to use, and we can set their position, we can set their rotation, and the rotation outputs as well, which means that if now we have 2 gears, like so, hopefully. Alright, shut up! Oh my goodness, okay, it's on my lap now. I might need to do it with one hand then. Move it a little bit to the right, make it smaller. Perfect. Plug in Z into the Z, and then we need to apply the correct ratio, which would mean we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, be clever about it, but I don't think there's a need, because we can just do a math node as well. And this is 6, this is 10, which means 10 divided by 6? I think. 10 divided by 6. Well, it would be perfect if it only was positioned properly.
This would be great if it was only good.
Look at that. Isn't that just splendid?
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Incredible.
Yeah, and now we can just here, and then just do a chain of them. Which will be, we'll have to do it a tad bit manually, but only a tad.
Could be worse.
Exactly. All we need is just like a lot of these. What happens if we do geometry actually? Yeah, just hit me. We can just have join geometry and then like this. Like it like so, we don't need to join it later on. Perfect, we can just have a string of them now. To be fair, it's only a string. If we have any offshoots, they will break, which means the offshoots will have to be completely separate. Fortunately, the rotation data is separate from the geometry data, which means this won't be too difficult to set up. Okay, so let's have another one. This time is going to be... Oh, I can't position them in between. That's ridiculous.
1984.
Let's have A, let's have... Actually, no, it'd be... Big one. Yeah. And then Z, so that's first divided by second, which means in this case 6 divided by 20. Plug it in, like so. Splendid once more. Let's place like a final gear right here, and then we can just do them between them. So the final gear will be like so. At the bottom, yeah, right. It's not bad. And then we're gonna have like a main bag, and then we're gonna have branches coming off of it, which we can actually do, because as I mentioned, rotation is separate. Right, so then what we need is we need yet another gear. So let's do an A.
Interesting how your spamming channel is more ordered than your basic channel.
Well, not my fault my moderators are lazy.
What am I supposed to do about that? Make spamming more chaotic?
Huh, curious how your house is more on fire than the dry forest nearby. You're a firefighter, you should do something about that. What am I supposed to do, set the forest on fire?
Well, what would you suggest?
Putting out the fire!
I'm talking about the channels! I'm saying it's interesting because the spamming channel just has people doing :3 repeatedly.
yet another one because I'm feeling like it. Okay. So yet another one. Goes in. Like that. Alright, now we rotate the first one. Perfect. Now we can have like a big one going to a small one. Perfect-ish. Yeah, then just go on the straight line. Small, small, medium, big. So small, which is this one. Small, medium. If I was right, that's 20 divided by 6, I think. This would be multiply 6 divided by 10. I think it should be fun. Sweet. So this will be our main like branch, then main tree thing, and then off it I imagine like 2 branches right here. One going up, being really short, the other one going this way, being a bit longer. And then that should give us some proper rotation. It's not bad. What video is that for? For a practical video where I make a laser, I make some programming stuff.
Some practical things.
Yeah, a bunch of practical things. It's gonna be very practical. Theoretically practical. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one actually. That's not. Well, do we want this one? Do we want the big one? Big. Let's go the big one. Rotation right here. Then I'm gonna join it. Yeah, and this one's gonna be a small one. Now ending on the medium right here. Yeah, and then we're gonna have 2 additional gears in between. It just hit me that the Z coordinate actually should be probably a bit different. It's fine. We can manage that easily because we can make an. Yeah. Okay. No. We'll manage that. Yeah. What was laser? I'm not gonna make it. I'm not making a laser like that. Void. Not like that. That is a bit of a misnomer because I'm not really making a laser. It's a long story. Okay. I'm not gonna. It's a long story. I'm not making a laser. It's complicated. The point is.
Bye, Turfta.
We're big and small again. Ah, I just realized this is wrong. Because right here we need to multiply by 20 divided by 6. And then right here multiply by 6 divided by 20, so we get it right back. Now let's position right, which means this is the one we need to position, and we're gonna position it like so. Oh, and then this one is once again this. Six divided by 10, last one. I live in a great neighborhood.
I'd love to live there. Once I get tired of it, I just have to walk outside once.
Yeah, then offshoot right here. And that'll be the last thing from this. Let's do like 5 gears over there. I think pretty solid. Now this is going from should we do it to small again? No, let's do it to medium. So it's gonna be 1 to 1. I said medium. And it's going to be 1 to 1. Then we're going to have 1 to big, which means math multiply by 20. Then it's going to go up and then like that, why not? Small. 6. Still don't think of nodes, don't you? Yeah, because it makes the entire process way easier. There we go. Sweet. This is messed up. That is messed up. I divided the wrong way, haven't I? Do you use any blend add-ons? Yeah, I use quite a lot of them, in fact. That'll be the tiny. So that's the big to tiny. That's a half. This should be 25 by 6. Perfect. Yeah, Katie, that's my dishwasher. What are you looking at? God, it's just... You've lived here for quite some time now. You shouldn't be confused about these things anymore. Okay, now what we need is we need to completely remove the third Z. Because... Shut up! I said shut up! Quit beeping at me! Right, there we go. Remove that Z because it's not necessary actually. That's because instead what we're gonna do is we're going to do something relatively clever, which is we're going to multiply these two together, and then multiply them by 100, then pop them into a cosine. And that way, every single one of those will have its own random number assigned to it. Like so. Like which type of add-ons? What they do? Well, they're quite varied. So for example, I have one add-on which allows me to just render LaTeX in turn LaTeX into objects, which is really convenient for mathematics. Another one which allows me to animate geometry. Well, it's animal. You can actually animate basically anything. This one which I actually bought, it's for just generating organic molecules. Once again, really convenient. I also have some additional meshes I can make. I don't know, importing mesh planes, that's another. There's a bunch. Okay. Now we're gonna do is we're gonna have mix, and then we're gonna import that as a Z. Where basically if it's 0, if it's a 1, it's gonna stay in the ground. If it's 0, it's gonna go up. Perfect. And then math. Add. I think that's actually all we need to do now I think about it. Yeah, all we need to do is just add the number. Slightly too big. This seems like a good size. Maybe 23, maybe 24 even, I would say. Ah heck, let's go with 24. Nice for the brave, innit? Okay, and then basically we're gonna have like 60 frames during which they will all appear. Which basically means us switching wouldn't be... Okay, we're not gonna be able to calculate that number. Well, we could calculate that number, but it would be a real pain. So instead we're just gonna do a 2. And eyeball it. That's quite nice for an animation, yeah. Really is. Splendid! The background was really cool. Thank you. It was really easy to make. It's just... Oh, shut up outside, don't honk.
No.
Yeah.
Usually I don't get that far.
It was really easy to make because it's just a nice texture. That's it. Okay, so next animation for a video done. Now it's time for the init del Q. Okay. We're gonna need to go into the defines. First of all, the error one is that's convenient. So I should probably define it in more places, just for the sake of. There we go. Empty init del Q, and then what we do is screenshot it using my background. Good for you, I suppose. Now init del Q, init del Q. What do we want to do with init del Q? Well, what we want is get back to the defines. define. Okay, array of function will be just function array, and it's going to be a void pointer. Shit. Hold on. Yeah, let's do another one. Type def void pointer function void pointer, and let's type def it as just gen func. Try do this and then do just gen func pointer. Will this compile? Because it doesn't. I don't think it will. Why is why is half of it yellow, the other one half is red? What's happening there? I feel like I'm confusing my compile. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I want to type that struct as this. Can I not? Okay. What's happening? What's happening? How bad is it? Type def struct array of functions. So it's the redefinition. Okay, that should be simple though, because that should be just like pragma once, right? Shouldn't that be a fix? Yeah, only warnings. Okay, useless storage class specifier and empty declaration. Alright, so right here. Func array. Oh, it actually built! Okay, well, that's something. Build main. It ran. Alright, that's certainly something.
Oh, I got a decently important, if very late question.
What is it?
Did you remove the ping at everyone permissions
Yes.
from? Okay.
Getting quite peckish. Let's go with H. Let's see. And then what? Yeah, okay, never mind. Delete them. Instead, del Q. In the defines we do have func array. Del Q. Func array. And del Q. Like this. And then in init del Q we'll just do mkt del Q func is equal to malloc size of what? Well, size of general function. And then mkt del Q size of func is equal to 1. Shut up! And then mkt del Q func 0 will be just equal to. Make it. What are you using for circuitry body? Well, nothing yet, but it's kind of disassembled completely. But I would be using probably. I would probably just design my own PCB, I imagine.
Weren't you just gonna use like a Raspberry Pi, or 2 or 7 or 9?
Yeah. I'm gonna use 0. What's gonna be a function? That could be just a log for starting cleanup, actually. That would be quite clever. Huh.
Oh no. I forgot that there are big asteroids in this space. Above this planet.
Sorry, I got just locked into a staring competition with my cat. Okay, func 0. So I imagine the 0 function
happens.
could be actually just me logging. Oh, it just hit me. I also need to add shit. Oh no. It just hit me that the
Each wrote
del
about
Q
that.
research isn't finished. Because. Oh fuck. Fuck. Oh, it's not finished because we are. Shut up! Because we're missing one thing. Fuck! I knew it was. I knew it seemed too easy. Right. Yeah, no, right. I knew it seemed too easy. Please tell. Okay, there. I have another Hail Mary, but it is a Hail Mary. That's because we can have test 5 right here. So we're gonna do GCC research del Q and then output del Q test. Yeah, we defined the tool twice, right? No, I'm sorry, you expected LLD. Where? Line 52. That is LLD. What are you talking about? Oh, it returns a void pointer though. Cast it! I don't care. I don't... Actually, wait, no. I can just... Can I, like, remove the warnings? Because I know what I'm doing. I would really like to remove the warnings. Just trust me, I got this.
I don't think he's got it. I mean, oh, you got it, definitely.
Wait, could I please... I'm going to copy this. No, okay, compatible folders do not warn or there is... Can I just disable warnings? All of them.
For Windows,
No, for the compiler.
you're compiling to Windows, right? Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Missing argument. Wait, what? What's this? Open. Yeah, don't care. Oh, F syntax only. Alright. All W. That appears to just turn off all the warnings. Perfect. Now we do del Q test. If we run it. We get the del Q test and it appears to be working properly. We're gonna add an additional test at the bottom. And it's gonna be a rough one because basically what we'll try to do is we're gonna try to add 3 numbers. That's it. 1, 4, 8. Why not? 1, 4, 8. Except we can't do it as a 1 for 8. That's the tricky bit. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a void pointer temp, which will be equal to malloc. The data types are gonna fuck me up on this, aren't they? Unless it won't be that important. Let's do size of long plus size of int times 2. And then we're gonna do temp. And then we'll need the by the voice shot by here. Because then we could do temp, cast it as a long pointer, point it, and so that it would be 1. What is your problem? Second expression. What do you mean? Do I just do it like this? No, I mean, take that, cast it as a long pointer, right, and then point it. Okay, and cast it as an int pointer. And if I'm not mistaken, long is twice as long as an int, which means 0, 1, 2 will be a 4. Like this, and 3 will be an 8. So first what we're gonna try is actually print I didn't automate, my goodness. Okay, print temp %LOD %D, and that's going to be how am I gonna print that? Actually, a good question. Alright, let's build it. Okay, no function test 5. Test 5, oh yeah, because test 5 takes this, that's right, makes sense. So we're gonna return an int, and it's gonna be a plus b plus c. And then we're gonna have long a, int b, and int c. And
That was my nickname in college.
comment this out for now, and GCC. Okay, 148, that is correct. Okay, now question remains. If we do this, the problem here is that when I run it, if it doesn't work, it's most likely won't print a bad number, it will just crash. Although it could also print a bad number. Yeah, it could be a bad number. So it prints garbage. So instead what I need, oh, we're back to bullshit 1. Because instead what we need is a standardized way of storing the input. How can I generalize that? That would be nice. If I could somehow generalize it. How would I? Oh, I'm running out of ideas. The temp doesn't work, obviously. I can't point the temp because it's a void pointer. And it has to be a void pointer in order for it to be generalized. Can't really point in any other way. Because it doesn't know the types. some such a thing as dynamic casting?
He's gone from wizardry to sorcery.
I mean, yeah, really. Dynamic casting.
Dynamic casting.
Oh, but that's C++, that's ain't gonna help me. What is dynamic casting, C? At runtime. Okay, but does it have to be predefined? No, so we're just gonna have to define them all. That's shite. And it could be worse. We're just gonna have a whole header for del Q that will be just different date types. And then we'll just need to pick one. Great. No, that's truly great. Alright. Sick. Because I don't think we can set them up in a way so that it would just run like that, yeah. Shucks. I mean, there may be a way. Not a great one. I have a couple of ideas, but I'm just trying to pick one that won't suck, because one idea could be that we could just make a function that takes in three things. The function pointer, then the void pointer with all the data, and then it could take a constant char, actually not constant char, only it could take an int array, which would, where each and every single int would be different data type, and 0 would be the null termination. In which case, if we want to have a function, a cleanup function, something like a specific kind of free function that frees an image, for example, then the way it could do it is it could do it by taking an image, and so taking an image pointer, freeing that pointer, and then also freeing the metadata. And then the way we would do it like this is we would just right here just plug in the free, right here plug in the void pointer with these two, and as an int we could have something like an array, something like 7, 11, 0, where 7 would just be the image pointer data type, 11 would be just the metadata pointer data type, and 0 would just means terminate no data types to add. That would be quite annoying to add, but oh well. At this point, I might as well predefine every single data type combination.
I mean, it might be annoying to add, but at this point, what wouldn't?
I need to ask Alu. Like the first time I'm actually asking Alu for oh, I'm gonna ask her later. I'm hungry right now. I'm gonna go and eat something because I'm peckish. I'm really, really hungry, and that was festive. We should do it again sometime. Yeah, we will. Anyway, for now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day.